Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bad Bookers podcast YouTube channel. My name is Jack, and once again I'm going to review Monday Night Raw, which just happened. It went off to quite a slow start, if I'm honest, but Jesus, it was good at the end. To start off the night, we had, first of all, I must say, as you can tell, I'm at work again. Always bloody working me. So I'm in the car park again, in the freezing cold. I've got my gloves on because I'm just gonna shiver. It's just freezing cold. But anyway, we had Roman Reigns start off Monday Night Raw, and we've had some quiet crowds over these past few weeks. But Montreal, what a loony bunch they are. We all know the Canadians are a little bit mad when it comes to the wrestling, and it felt like a Raw after Mania. Not gonna lie, it felt like a Raw after Mania. They were just all night. They were just chanting, booing, cheering. Surprised there wasn't a beach ball. I probably missed it if there was. It was partisan, to say the least. But anyway, Roman came out, and they did all this thing with the whole Brock situation at the Greatest Royal Rumble. They messed it up, simple as that. They got a storyline to go off now, but the crowd didn't really let him speak. It was quite funny, really. Samoa Joe came up on the Titantron and said how he's going to beat him and how he's a liar for saying he's going to beat Brock, and he didn't, even though he kind of did, but we won't get into that today. Roman was then interrupted by Jinder Mahal, who came out. Now, I didn't catch much of the promo because I'm not going to lie, my totally legal stream that I was watching it from work, because we don't have Sky here, kept on cutting out, so I didn't catch what anyone was saying, but I know who came out and what happened. So Jinder Mahal came out and confronted Roman, as a good heel does, I guess. And then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens came out, and being hometown boys, the crowds were loving it. It was amazing. The noise they made for them was absolutely incredible. But yeah, it ended up in a massive brawl. They all Jinder, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn all beat down on Roman. Bobby Lashley then came out to no ovation, because Bobby Lashley, no one really cares for him at the moment, I don't think. And then Braun Strowman came out and cleared the ring, as they do. So the three faces, if you will, were standing tall in the ring. And that set up a six-man tag between the three faces and the three heels. Now, I don't want to see Braun or Roman on the same team. It just looks weird. They were feuding for bloody ages. They shouldn't be on the same tag team at all. I don't care if they're both faces. They no way should be on the same tag team. It just looks so weird. So weird. Anyway, that came on later on in the night. Before that, we had Elias do his little concert like he usually does. And he had another match with Bobby Roode. That match ended... No one was really a winner. I think it ended in no contest, really. Because playing off last week, obviously Elias beat Bobby Roode last week by dragging him into the ropes, which obviously affected his throat, Bobby Roode's throat. And they played on that again this week. Elias threw him into the little chain bit that connects the ring post and the turnbuckle, threw him into that, affected his throat so he couldn't breathe, essentially. The refs called out the trainers, obviously not throwing up the X because it's just an act, isn't it? Just a work. And then Elias said, "Oh, here's your winner, Elias." So I don't know if Elias actually won that or what. I assume it ended in no contest. A match hasn't been announced, Backlash between these two, so we might get one. We might not. It'd be on the pre-show if it was, but I'm not too sure what's going on there. But yeah, Elias won, if you will, but it's a no contest really. What do we have after? The AOP against Jean-Paul and Francois, the most French-Canadian names you can think of. They're essentially jobbers. They got their own entrance. They actually came out after the AOP and got their own little music. I assume it was some Canadian national anthem. I'm not too sure. Sorry if I offended people. I don't know the Canadian national anthem. But they came out. The match lasted all of a minute. AOP walked all over them, and then just did a promo about how they're going to walk through everyone. AOP, they probably will. So yeah, that was like a minute of that. And then Seth Rollins came out, and Monday Night Rollins and all that, and he absolutely laid into Brock Lesnar, saying, "Oh, I don't want to be a champion like Brock, I want to be a fighting champ." And he mentioned the whole Roman thing, which the crowd didn't like, obviously. Finn Balor came out, and they had a thing saying, "Oh, I was so close to taking the title off you at Greatest Royal Rumble. Why didn't you give me another shot?" Which Seth agreed. That was the main event of the evening, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins again. Not too bad. But the Miz's music hit, and the crowd went mental when the Miz's music hit, only for the Miz Taraj to walk out, and the crowd just laid them down with boos. I thought it was quite funny, quite cool. The crowd fell for it, 100%. They came out, they obviously last week they were trying to join Finn or join Seth, but this week they came up to them both together at the same time. They had shirts with all four of their faces on, and Rollins and Finn said no, obviously not, and the Miz started to, tried to beat them down. Didn't work. Finn and Seth managed to get them both out the ring, but Seth walked backwards into the middle of the ring, kept his eyes off Finn, and Finn attacked him from behind and said to him, "You've got to keep your eyes on me, mate." Basically, keep your eyes on me. Just from the mannerisms and from Finn's face, you kind of sensed the start of a little heel turn. It didn't happen throughout the night, but just his mannerisms and his facial expressions, it looked like a little bit of a heel turn. So we might see a heel Finn, which would be great. We all know what he did in New Japan with his heel work as Prince Devitt, so I wouldn't be against seeing that, to say the least. What do we have next? We had a match between Sasha Banks and Ruby Riott, with the Riott Squad out there. No sign of Bayley. She was watching it in the back on a TV. That was her only appearance all night. Ruby Riott won through some dastardly acts from the Riott Squad, obviously. But yeah, she beat Sasha. Just ties over them, keeps them busy for a bit, doesn't it? We had another moment of Bliss segment where Bliss was saying how Nia Jax is a bully. I'm actually finding it quite funny, if I'm honest. Obviously bullying's not a joke, but these little segments that she's doing I think are great. They make me laugh anyway, because they're meant to be cringeworthy, they're meant to come off as a joke, and it's working for me anyway. I find it really funny. And next up, there was an interview with Titus O'Neil. Titus World Slide, as they're calling it now. He tried to play it off like he meant it, and then he was like, "Nah, just thou." Baron Corbin interrupted him, and it was obvious what's going to happen after that. We had the little promo with the leader of worlds, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I assume they've not got a match for Sunday. I don't think they have, unless it gets announced later on in the week, but I'm assuming they're going to have a night off on Sunday. And then after all those little promos, we had the six-man tag between Roman, Braun, Bobby Lashley versus Sami, KO and Jinder Mahal, which the team of Roman, Braun and Bobby Lashley won, which means that Sami and Kevin Owens haven't won again. They're just eating losses after losses, and I know you could say they can get away with not winning, but when you're eating that many losses in a row, it's just not good. They need to start picking up wins. The booking needs to start actually making them look credible, if I'm honest. Because, yeah, they're great acts, but in the wrestling business, if you're not winning matches, you're not going to go very far, right? So I don't know what the bookers are going to do with them at all. But that led up to, obviously, Roman's busy on Sunday with Samoa Joe. Jinder Mahal's doing nothing. But they've made another tag match between Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley versus KO and Sami Zayn for Sunday night at Backlash. I'm assuming, because it's Braun Strowman, they're going to win. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. So I assume it's going to be another loss for Sami and KO. I hope not. I hope they win. But with Braun Strowman on the team, who's the most over guy at the moment, you're not going to have him lose, really, unless he gets distracted by something, I don't know. But yeah, that's happening on Sunday at Backlash. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Next up, we had No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin, who actually had a match this week, and it got interrupted by Titus and his Titus Worldwide crew, which was obvious. Titus stepped over the bit where he tripped on and then went to get into the ring and then fell down. Basically, they're just milking it as much as they can, and because of that, I'm kind of bored of it. They didn't have to milk it so much. I hope they don't do it from week out week. I mean, it's great. I keep on watching it. I keep on laughing at what happened to the Greatest Royal Rumble, but I don't want them to milk it too much. Please don't milk it too much, please. But anyway, Titus came out, distracted Corbin. No Way Jose picked up a win against Baron Corbin, and I love Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin's great, but he's in this feud with No Way Jose and Titus Worldwide. I mean, seriously, Baron Corbin, they clearly got nothing going for him at the moment. He's at the bottom of the barrel, if you want to put it that way. His pushes should be stop and start, and at the moment doesn't look like it's going to start again anytime soon, which is a shame. It's really a shame, because I really like Baron. Anyway, let's move on from that. We had a match between Mickie James and Natalya, with Alexa Bliss in Mickie James's corner and Ronda Rousey in Natalya's corner. This match was all of 2 minutes, I think. It ended up, Natalya was going to put the sharpshooter on Mickie. Alexa Bliss jumped on the apron, and Ronda Rousey chased her around the ring for a bit. And yeah, Natalya rolled Mickie James up. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Just 2 minute match. I would have thought there would be more women on this match, considering they couldn't go on Sunday to Saudi Arabia. But there just wasn't. I mean, the Sasha Ruby Riott match was alright. It was decent. But they had 2 matches and did nothing, really, which was surprising in my eyes. I don't know if they're going to do the same on SmackDown. They might not. They might have quite a few women's matches. We don't know. We have to wait and see. But Nia Jax came out. Alexa Bliss once again buggered off, ran into the crowd, and Nia Jax ended up lifting both Ronda and Natalia's hands in victory. I don't know what's going on with the women's division. Do not know what's going on at the moment. And then next up, we had the main event versus Finn Balor and the IC title holder Seth Rollins. And my word, this match was incredible. If you remember their match from before Mania, I think it was, which was it about half-hour match? This one was much better than that, in my opinion, and that was a good match. That was a good match. There was near falls. I honestly thought Finn was going to win and get the IC belt at numerous occasions. They just work so well together. They flow so well together, and it was just amazing. If you get a chance, just go watch. I wouldn't bother with most of Raw. Go watch this match, because this match, I wouldn't say saved the night, because it was an alright Raw. It's 3 hours long, like we always say. It's going to drag, but this match made up for it so much. What a match it was. But in the end, after two attempts of the curb stomp from Seth, Finn kept on dodging them. He finally got the curb stomp in, and Seth retains the IC belt, and he goes into Backlash defending it against The Miz at Backlash. We're going to have to wait and see if The Miz can pull off something, can win and go back to Raw or something like that. Be interesting to see. I hope Seth wins. I don't want to have it all what's the word? I can't remember the words. More messy, convoluted, more convoluted for The Miz to win and then go back to Raw. I just want Seth to win, stay on Raw. We don't have to worry about anything else. But yeah, that was Raw. It was a decent night. It wasn't great, but is Raw ever really great when it's 3 hours long? We always say it every week. But the match at the end most definitely was a moment to rewatch. It was just one hell of a match. But yeah, that was Raw. It's a long old slog, isn't it? Like I keep on saying, we say it every week, it's a long old slog. But it was alright. There's been worse Raws, made up by the crowd, to be fair. The crowd was absolutely immense. Montreal is always good, like I said. But they're on fire tonight, the crowd. But yeah, if you like this, please like the video, please subscribe. If you've got any questions for our podcast, we are recording it Thursday night, I believe. Leave a comment down below or on our Twitters @badbecausewp. And yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. I shall see you again tomorrow for SmackDown, where hopefully we get a bit more storyline and a bit more women wrestling, because I think Raw disappointed on the women's part. But yeah, I need to go to the loo because I'm dying for a wee. Please like, please subscribe, and I shall see you again tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Thank you and goodbye.